Alright you guys, so today is the day I am installing my paddle shifters. My car doesn't come OEM with paddle shifters. So I have a new steering wheel column that has room for the paddle shifters to come through, and then I have the actual paddle shifters obviously, and then a harness that needs to be wired into to make the paddle shifters functional. So yeah, wish me luck, and I'm gonna try to do my best at recording everything.
Okay, so for this part you need to turn the wheel 90 degrees, and then there is a plastic cover that you need to pop off. I use like a little mini flathead screwdriver, and then under there's a screw that you need to take off, and then there's another one on the other side, so do the same exact thing to the other side. To the other side you're going to have to move to underneath the column.
Okay, so there was a screw all the way in there that needs to come off, and once that's off then the column will become loose. So let me show you. So once you get that bottom screw out and then the two that are on the sides, this part becomes loose, and you just need a little tool to separate this bottom half to the top half. Okay, so I found it kind of easy if you pull this down and then just put the tool in there to separate it. I wish I can record better, but I need two hands, so that's not gonna work. Okay, so I got the pieces separated. One piece here, and then the second piece down
just move the plastics more out of the way, and then right there, that's what the paddle shifters go on.
Okay, so I got those in. I put another screw on the side, and then with the harness I connected to the paddle shifter here, and then to the paddle shifter here. This has little clips. I unclipped it because I needed two hands, but just push that down. Okay, so it's really hard to record and do stuff. So I'm gonna just show.
I had to pull that piece off. It was not, you don't have to give it a lot of force, it kind of just comes off super easy. There's a screw there, and then another one on the other side that you obviously need to take off as well.
Okay, so I unclipped this to get the cluster out of the way, and then I took the screws off, and you kind of just pull this down and it will come off, and then you have to take this off and take this one off. Okay, so this is a part of the harness, and I'm going to just kind of place it in here. One end gets connected to what you took out of the cluster, the dashboard, whatever, and then the other one goes into the dashboard. And then there is a ground wire that I'm going to run through here down to here. I took this off. There's a panel that you take off from the side, and then there's a screw underneath the trunk that you have to unscrew, and you kind of just pull it off and it comes down so you can get into there. There's that screw right there, and you're going, why is it blurry? Okay, that screw right there, you're going to connect the ground to that. So yeah, here's my ground, if you can see it. Oh, there we go. And then I'm just gonna put it all the way back there, so we'll see. All right, no cap, that ground wire was a pain. Okay, so I got my ground down there. This is the part that came out. I put everything back in here. For the ground, you will need a 10 millimeter to unbolt it, and then we're going to connect this to the cluster here, and then put that one back where it belongs, and we're gonna pop this back in. This is what I have so far. So the shifters are on. This is the little piece that goes into the top part, and then everything kind of just gonna snap back together, but this is how it looks so far. Yeah, everything's back on. The wiring wasn't too bad, just that stupid ground took me the longest, but everything else was super simple. And on to the last part. Okay, so I mentioned before, my car didn't come OEM with paddle shifters, so he sent over new steering wheel column pieces. The top one has like the little thing, like the little clips that I took out, and then the bottom supposedly needs to be trimmed, so I'm gonna test fit everything and then I'll record the trimming part of it because that's the part I'm like most
okay, so
nervous
luckily
for.
I didn't have to trim
But
everything.
yeah.
I couldn't really record putting the pieces together because they all kind of fit like a puzzle. Basically everything kind of snaps in where it needs to be, so it all worked out, it all fit, it's all snug. That's the other side. Overall it was really simple, and it honestly, I think it looks so freaking good with them. It adds a little sportiness to it, and yeah. And this is them in use. Don't judge my shifting because I do not recommend recording while driving because I cannot multitask like that. But anyways, thanks for watching. I love them. Go get yours.